shooting happened out here in LA from a home invader, and the actual homeowner was arrested. Let me bring y'all up to speed of what's happening out here.
Developing news tonight in Granada Hills. That's where there's been another home invasion, but this time the victim fought back. Police say 4 suspects entered the home early this morning, but only 3 left after the homeowner shot and killed one of the would-be robbers.
Yeah, KTLA 5's Chris Wolf is live in Granada Hills tonight, where he spoke with some of the neighbors there. Chris?
That's right, Rick and Karine, and people we did speak with say that crime is out of control in this area. They are fed up and they are defending themselves. When criminals break into these homes, they may not know what to expect when they get inside. With a seemingly endless violent crime wave plaguing Southern California, homeowners, would-be victims, are increasingly fighting back. Investigators say around 5 a.m. Saturday morning in Granada Hills, 4 men in their 20s, armed with rifles, entered a home on Swinton Avenue with the intention of committing a robbery. The homeowner, a grandmother, and toddler were inside. One of the intruders pointed his weapon at the homeowner, and at some point during the violent crime, the homeowner pulled out his own gun and fatally shot one of the thieves. The 3 others scattered, and police believe at least one of them was also injured because authorities discovered a trail of blood in the neighborhood. Apparently, the getaway car was left at the scene. The victims tell KTLA they are still grappling with the traumatic experience and do not want to talk to the media at this time.
That is the homeowner, ladies and gentlemen, that you see right there being arrested. They arrested the homeowner that defended his home while he had other people in it, and intruders came in with weapons, and apparently they messed around and found out, right? It says that officers was called to the home on the 1100 block of Swinton Avenue in Granada Hills around 5 a.m. And what are y'all doing running up in somebody else's house at 5 a.m.? On a call of a hot prowl or a burglary in process when a homeowner is present, the officer's preliminary investigation determined that approximately 3 to 4 armed males in their 20s entered the home with the intent to burglarize the location. A suspect pointed a weapon at the victim, and while the suspects were inside the residence, the victim produced a firearm and a shooting occurred. One of the suspects was struck by gunfire and died at the scene. According to the LAPD, present in the home were the homeowner, a grandmother, and a toddler. Went on to say that the video shows the male homeowner being detained by the police while during the initial investigation, though it's not known if he faces charges. So I'm going to stay on top of this one. I got this one in my notes to find out whether or not they're going to try to charge him with something. The deceased suspect has only been identified as a man. I want to know who the deceased suspect is. It goes on to say the other 3 suspects fled the scene. It is believed that an additional suspect was injured during the incident due to a trail of blood, so they're going to catch him. A vehicle believed to have been used during the crime scene was uncovered. Some neighbors said that they was concerned about the incident, but was not surprised. They said they have been having burglaries every day in the neighborhood, so they're not surprised at all. It's a real problem. Residents are fed up. Other neighbors, although concerned, were glad the victims were not harmed or killed. Other neighbors said the suspects messed with the wrong homeowner this time. Said a neighbor who did not wish to be identified. Said, so hopefully this will stop them, but it makes me feel good that people are able to protect their homes and stop these guys. Over the past several months, residents at Granada Hills and San Fernando Valley have been the target of a string of dinner time burglaries with burglars breaking into homes when residents are believed to be out to dinner. No officers or other community members were injured, and they messed around and found out. So basically, for whatever reason, they felt compelled to be able to go inside of a man's home, and the man said, all right, I got something for you this time, and he was arrested. And the only real problem, in my opinion, is that he didn't get all of them and he only got one of them, because once they catch the other ones, they're going to get 3 hot meals and a possibility of getting off. I've even heard of people suing the person that defended themselves against you assaulting them and costing them a lot of money as a result of it. So these guys messed around and found out. God bless the fact that they didn't harm anybody. They walking in somebody else's house in order to take their stuff, and they had guns too. Yeah, congratulations to the homeowner on that one. We rock with that. In other news, Jonathan Majors trial, which I would expect for this to go away considering all of the news that we got. Thank you for the super chat. I'll be reading that shortly. Jonathan Majors trial got underway. Let me bring y'all up to speed on what's happening with that.
The assault trial of actor Jonathan Majors is underway now. Prosecutors and defense attorneys presented differing versions of the confrontation in the backseat of a car that sparked the case. Prosecutors say Majors reacted in rage when his then-girlfriend took his phone after he received a text from another woman. But Majors' defense attorneys say that he was the victim left bloodied by the attack. His accuser is expected to testify in the trial in the coming days.
So, Jonathan Majors, and here's the thing. This is the thing that they opened with. They said that he manhandled his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, in a cruel, manipulative pattern. Words mean things. They said that he grabbed her up and he manhandled her in a cruel and manipulative pattern of abuse, the jury said. They go on to say he violently manhandled his ex-girlfriend during a chaotic cab ride that spilled onto the streets of Chinatown when she caught him texting another woman and continued to strong-arm her months later by claiming he was the victim. A Manhattan prosecutor charged Monday during opening statements at the actor's domestic violence trial. So here's the theory. Here's what they're alleging. That she caught him texting, and then he got mad that she caught him, and then he started manhandling her. All right? The incident was just one example of the cruel and manipulative pattern of psychological and physical abuse Majors inflicted against Jabari, a choreographer, and throughout their 2-year relationship, Assistant District Attorney Michael Perez said in a Manhattan criminal court. The prosecutor told jurors they would hear of how the Marvel star used violence to manipulate, control, and physically hurt his girlfriend long before the assault he's accused of. And so John Majors was walking in with Megan Good, and the trial got underway, and it's a possibility that he could face a year up in prison. So I'm going to cover that probably in the video that I drop later on this afternoon. And then last but not least, Beyonce. Beyonce opened to first place above Godzilla and her theater opening of her new Renaissance movie.
Number one at the box office? Oh, I saw Godzilla. It was great.
Really?
It was not number one, though.
That was not number one.
It was not number one. Number one was Beyonce's Renaissance movie. That is number one.
All right, the concert film earned $21 million, opening at better than expected numbers here at home. By comparison, though, Taylor Swift's concert movie debuted at $93 million. The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, came in second.
So Beyonce basically did big numbers even after she made hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars in sales and ticket sales for her Renaissance tour. I seen women all across social media saying that they were going to the movie theater to go and watch this tour. That's crazy to me. But she roared to number one in the box office. Said despite December kicked off with a scattered mix of wide releases, it may have been a surprise some which movies did better than others. Said the biggest highest profile release of the weekend was meant to be Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. AMC Theaters distributions followed up to his global blockbuster Taylor Swift The Eras Tour, though it opened in over 1,000 fewer theaters than Eras did. Renaissance opened in 2,500 theaters on Friday, receiving 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Jesus. But from only 17 reviews, it says that after making $11.5 million on Friday, including $5 million in Thursday previews, the movie brought in an estimated $21 million to lead the weekend, which must seem like a disappointment compared to Taylor Swift's $93 million. But then she did another $6.4 million overseas to a global opening of $27.4 million. Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes took second place with $14.5 million, down 50% from Thanksgiving weekend, bringing its total domestic total to $121. And Friday Night at Freddy's crossed the $100 million mark. All right. So I didn't even know that Godzilla was out, but I will definitely be trying to check out that Godzilla movie because I'm a fan of the Godzilla and the Monsters franchise. But Beyonce did big numbers. And ladies and gentlemen, that is your quick hits for Tuesday, December 5th, 2023.